So how do you de-armor your vagina and your cervix so that you can have more pleasurable sex, deeper orgasms, and feel totally at home in your body, at peace with who you truly are? I'm going to talk about that in this video today. Hi, my name is Tamarah Blossom. Welcome to my Bliss Oasis, where I help you deeply love yourself so that you have amazing relationships and you go out there and have the confidence to change the world. So why would you like to de-armor your vagina? Because the tissues in your sex organs is where you are storing your negative beliefs and attitudes around sex and around you being a sexual being. How do you know if you need de-armoring? Well, first of all, most of us do need de-armoring, and it's very common. If you feel you cannot feel fully, like there's any kind of restriction in your body, that is a sure sign, as well as tension in the pelvic floor. If you can't express yourself fully, if you don't feel totally at ease and comfortable in your body and in who you are at all times, these are all signs that we're carrying trauma in our sexual center. So de-armoring would be an awesome, amazing healing process for you to embrace. It's time we take our power back. For 5,000 years, patriarchy has been pushing us down and suppressing the feminine spirit, and she is rising back up, and she is rising up with strength and vigor. Like, I imagine like that phoenix rising, she's coming up in all of her might. And so here I am. She's making me stand in front of this camera on the edge of a river in Winnipeg and make these videos for you because I am super passionate and excited to be sharing these messages with the world, with you all, so that we can start to change this. We can shift this. The next generation, we're not going to say, don't touch yourself down there. That's bad. That's shameful. We don't want our kids to carry on shame and guilt. So, do you feel any shame, any guilt, any embarrassment around feeling sexual when you go and start to feel for your cervix? It could either be numb, so that means just you won't feel anything. It could even be uncomfortable. So especially during penetration, often women will feel uncomfortable for deep thrusting because the cervix is being hit. It could also feel annoying, like I don't want to be touched there. So all of these are signs that there is a disharmony around the cervix in the tissue. So how to resolve that is, I'm about to get to the tips in a second. A couple more pointers on de-armoring process. You can lie down in bed with a flat back or your head up on a pillow and use your finger. You could also use a crystal dildo if you can't get in deep enough with your finger. But because if you're lying on your back, your spine is stretched out long, it's going to be more difficult to feel deep in if you are using your finger. Your middle finger is the longest finger. So you can actually sit on a toilet because it has a hole and you can access your vagina and you're kind of hunched over a little bit. So make it nice for yourself when you go into this process. Maybe have a candle and some music and let it be like when you go pay someone for a massage, that same atmosphere, you want to create that for yourself. I want to walk you through the process of de-armoring, and I'm going to give you 6 steps to follow along with. Step 1, create a safe space. So just like if you were to go get a massage with a practitioner, you're in a closed room, there's a salt lamp and some nice music on, and you feel totally safe. There's a warm temperature in the room. So think about all of these things. If you're on your own, then it's really nice to create a little bubble around yourself. So like just go ahead and cast an imaginary bubble that surrounds your body and protects you, so makes you feel safe. As well as in that safety is do not put any pressure on yourself. So don't do this if you have to be somewhere in 45 minutes. You want to take the evening off for yourself. This is your own It's like beyond a date night. This is like deep healing for the most important thing on earth night. And so I want you to take the time. Generally, this will take you about 30 to 40 minutes maybe to go through this process, because the point here is not self-pleasure. It's healing, ladies. It's healing. So create safe space is number one. Number two, be willing and ready to hold yourself. If anything comes up, be there for yourself to hold. This is not the time to have your cell phone beside you and reach out. This is the time to really be internal with yourself. One of the ways I love to do this is I call on the Divine Mother, and I imagine, I have within me the inner mother as well as my wounded child who had taken up these negative sexual beliefs. So I call forth that Divine Mother, and so if anything comes up, I have the Divine Mother there to call on to embrace me through my own hands. So be ready. You can also call on any other guides or angels if you work with things like that. Just bring them in and be ready to hold space for whatever arises. Number three, apply pressure. Simple. Apply pressure. You can use your finger. You can use a dildo. You can also use a jade egg. I like to use my finger so that I can sense the tissues with my finger and also allow the tissues to sense my finger. So there's this relationship of me touching myself. Number four, hold the pressure. Breathe and relax and let it release. So you can imagine as you're breathing, you breathe into that spot right under your fingertip, or if you're using a dildo, that spot where the pressure is, and imagine that tissue relaxing, opening like a flower. So you just hold and release. Step 5, feeling is healing. I want you to embrace and accept everything that comes up. My favorite release method is sounding. So things like or oh, or just even whatever sound comes out. So sounding will get any releasing going. If there's more to come out, it will be sort of like you're inviting it out. You might cry, you might laugh, you might get angry, you might feel rage. Anything that comes up, I want you to really embrace it and see the innocence in your emotion. I just want you to be total in the expression. So don't hold back here. Really release it. And your body will only ever release as much as you can handle. So you don't have to worry about feeling overwhelmed. There's layers and layers and layers and layers, like an onion to the vagina. So this is not a one-time thing. You're going to do de-armoring once and be forever great. Sometimes the same spots, you'll need to go back and back and back again. So number 5 was allowing and accepting all of the emotions. And number 6, very simple. Sense when you feel done for the moment and thank your body. Have deep reverence for your body. You have this amazing temple that you live in. And a beautiful way to end any healing session is imagine a waterfall of sparkling healing light coming down your body and washing through your whole auric field, inside and out, through your vagina. And then embrace the world as a new you. And repeat this, because one-time de-armoring is going to help you, but if you continue de-armoring until you really feel like you've dislodged a lot of that tension, they won't be as heavy and gucky, and the clearing will come much easier. And as you practice clearing is more of a simple thing, like, oh, I just need to cry now, or oh, I need to let this out. And as you do that, you'll start to allow expression and emotion to move through your body, and you'll feel so much more clear and open to the world. So I'm so grateful you've joined me today, because this channel is really about sharing tips and ways on how to love yourself deeply, how to have great relationships, starting with yourself, so that you can really change the world we live in. So I hope you subscribe and take yourself through this process and comment below on how the experience was for you. Sacred sisters, let's change the world, starting with your vagina and with your cervix. De-armor, heal, and until next time, mwah. That's weird. Freedom embrace. I don't know what to say there.